Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl, Lady V, back again with another video. This particular video is all about becoming more spiritual. I'm going to give you a couple of ways on how to become more spiritual. This is big. You have to be spiritual in order to heal, in order to grow, in order to be enlightened. You have to get more spiritual and create rituals. All right, so I am looking at my notes, guys, to give you all that I have on this subject. I did a lot of research and it keeps falling. Don't know why, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try this again. We're gonna talk about becoming more spiritual in life. Now let's talk about it. Spirituality is the connection of your spirit to the spirit of all others and in the ethers, right? And beings, and to the spirit of the all, which is what we call God. You may call it the universe, or I call it source. Now, it is 3 layers to this. First, we have self. That's you, also known and as the mind or the ego self. This is the identity part of you, who you are, woman, man, young, old, married, single, a parent, and so on. This layer also includes our likes, it includes our dislikes, our thoughts, as well as our emotions. You have to be able to balance all of those things into one critical aspect of yourself. Another layer, which is number 2, is consciousness. This can also be described as our higher self or our soul consciousness, okay? Finally, we have to be the part of us that is connected to the all, God, the universe, the source, the ethers, the spirit of everything. That's the connection to it. Because we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And some people don't know that. Now, what we are trying to do with spirituality is to quiet the self or put it to the side for the moment. And you need to tune into your soul and connect to the universe. Yeah. Connection is incredible, y'all. You'll be able to see, you'll be able to know, and you'll be able to experience what you don't usually experience in your daily life. And it will leave you changed as a person. Trust and believe that. The big question is, how do we do this? How do we become more spiritual? And it's already spiritual by default, y'all. Y'all should know this. It's already in you. You just have to unlock it. You're a spiritual being, therefore you are spiritual. It's really the connection that you're cultivating at the moment. So this isn't your typical list of ways to be more spiritual, such as tarot cards and crystals or going places or meditation. Spirituality is more than that. It's nurturing your connection to something greater than you. Spirituality doesn't mean just one thing to all people either. Let's talk about one thing. And the first one is become more spiritual by becoming yourself. Become more spiritual by becoming yourself. Be yourself. Understand that your connection is completely unique. The terms you like that you use, like the universe or God or the source, the concepts that resonate with you and the tools and the practices and the rituals you use are all unique to you. There's no one way to be spiritual. There's no one way to be spiritual, and there's no right way to be spiritual. Some things that resonate strongly with others may do nothing for you. Like for me, take for example, I don't resonate with Let me find something. Pendulums. That's a type of divination. I don't resonate with pendulums. I don't resonate with it. It's just something that I don't do. You have to find your niche. You have to find what you resonate with. I resonate more with candle work. I resonate more with books. I resonate more with tarot and oracle cards. Mostly really oracle more than tarot. But I can do both, you know. I resonate more with meditation. I resonate more with cooking, kitchen witchery. That is me. I resonate more with color magic, with the moon than the sun. I love moon work. So that is me. You have to find what resonates with you. It doesn't mean that you're not spiritual. It just means that tool or practice doesn't gel with you. It might be in the future or it might not ever be, and that is fine. The funny thing is that a lot of spiritual practices don't seem spiritual on the surface. But with the right person, they become a place for genuine and lasting spiritual growth. For an example as well, gardening. Yeah, I didn't even know I had a green thumb at all. When I was in my old ways, I couldn't plant or make nothing grow. But now that I am enlightened, everything grows around me. People, places, things, plants. It is what it is. You might hear that gardening and think of pulling weeds, but another person sees a relationship with the earth, their elements, the seeds, the growth, the potential, the struggle and survival when it doesn't grow, because sometimes that happens, the preservation of the future. I see it as a passing on of traditions. My grandfather used to always keep a garden. He always harvested from his garden, from his works. And it is just a connection with my ancestors. And of course, the nourishment and healthy nourishment of your body. So that gardening, yes, it's a yes for me. If it feels like you're connected to something bigger than yourself, that is your spiritual connection. It might come in a form of surfing, I don't care, hiking, being a parent, painting, creating art, playing music, dancing. It's all a form of your spiritual connection. Number 2 is become more spiritual by knowing what you need. I know what I need. Do you? Think about what it is you want to achieve and how you see spirituality playing a part in your life. Do you want guidance? Do you want ideas? Do you want resources? Do you prefer signs and subtle messages? Or do you want a full two-way conversation? Is it something you tune into now and then? Or do you want a connection more or less constantly? That's your decision. Take some time to decide what you want your connection to look and feel like. Okay? You can also, which is number 3, become more spiritual by exploring spiritual practices. Explore the tools, the concepts, the rituals, the practices that resonate with you. Now, not everything will, and that is totally fine. Totally fine. One thing I will point out here is stay clear of appropriating cultures that are not your own. I see that a lot. Hoodoo is one that we're going to talk about. We know that hoodoo, I do work for all colors, all creeds, all nationalities, but I don't teach it to everybody because it was made for, you know, and I don't want, it's not a racist thing, or I just don't show work that my ancestors, that it was built on their backs and they came up with this to have a long lasting life and a clearing of sorts for all the pain and hurt. And I would never teach hoodoo to someone that your ancestors didn't go through that pain and hurt. And that's just what it is. I do work for all, but I teach I teach the aspects or hoodoo to my culture only. All right. Explore your own heritage and lineage. That's big. Explore your own heritage and lineage. Trace your family roots back and see where they take you. Explore the tools, explore the rituals and the practices of your heritage. And you might be surprised at what you're naturally drawn to. I did a ancestry, to see where I was from. Yeah. Hoodoo was in me before I found all of this out. And I know why now. Because where I'm from, I'm a Bantu, and I'm from an African culture or African heritage that went way back to hoodoo. And that's why I resonate with it so much, because it's a part and ingrained in my body, right? In my blood. My ancestors are from there. So I'm sure if that's where they're from, because it was so big and that's how they got it, that's why I resonate with it. Hello. If there are tools that you use in your own private practice, make sure you're buying them directly from the people they come from, rather than the mass-produced versions. Let me tell y'all something. Van oil, I make it exclusively, and I sell it like the manufactured ones. You can see the work of the conjure in my exclusive Van oil, and theirs is just yellow. And you make the choice of what you want to purchase. Of course, my Van oil is going to be more expensive because you can see the herbs, you can see the power in it. Whereas the other one, the manufactured one, it is what it is. Just saying. Pay respect to the customs and cultures that you learn from. Another one is become more spiritual by quieting your mind. By quieting your mind. Big, 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 big. Remember, you need to bypass yourself to tune in. You need to bypass yourself to tune in. And it's hard to do. But you need your mind to quiet down so you can hear your soul. And the key for that is meditation. The key for that is sitting outside in nature and applying the work. I promise you, y'all. Meditation doesn't have to be hard at all. The whole sit in silence and think of nothing style of meditation is pretty expert level. Now, you have to probably try a guided meditation first, and it gives your mind to focus on something without it being too overactive. You have a lot in the app store. Go try to look up some apps for free ones, y'all, because I don't want you to go spending money on anything that's not going to work for you. But try the free ones first, y'all. I'm taking off my socks and my feet hot. Okay. But yeah, go and try meditation. The spiritual life does not remove us from the world, but leads us deeper into it. Another way to become more spiritual is developing your intuition. Everybody got this. Your intuition is the strongest tool that you have, your discernment. It will be the way the universe gives you nudges along the way. And the louder and clearer it speaks, the better. Encourage your intuition by doing this. You want to try consciously tuning in to see if you get a feeling, an image, or a knowing about something. The ideal time for this is during meditation or just before you go to sleep. I do a lot of tuning in before I drift off, as it's the perfect environment before I drift off to sleep. It's quiet, it's dark, it's relaxed, and I'm comfortable. So you tune in by thinking of the situation and asking for a little bit more information, and wait for a few moments. And you might just fall off to sleep. But when you wake, the information may come in an image, it may come in a feeling, or a clear message, or a knowing. Now, the difficulty in all of this is the waiting part. When you start out, it's so hard to not feel that space with your thoughts, with your worries, with your fears. Oh, my honey. He scared me, y'all. Y'all, my honey coming in on my spirituality. I love you, Daddy. Okay. You scared me, baby. Yeah. Because you was a big man standing in the door. All right. So, it's hard to not feel that space with your thoughts, with your worries, with your fears, with your hopes, or your random scenarios. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about big. My mom does this shit all the time. And I always try to tell her, but you know, some people do shit out of intention and not to heal themselves. So I've learned to kind of pull it away because it doesn't matter, because they don't apply the shit to their lives. I'm speaking to the people that's wanting to change their mindset, wanting to grab onto that thing called intuition. All right? Grab onto it. Another big one that helped me so much is to become more spiritual, is surrounding myself with nature. Nature is a living, breathing, calming space. Living, breathing, and calming space. You're surrounded by living energy, but it's gentle and peaceful energy. You draw from this and feel more calm. You feel more peaceful yourself. Cities are also living, breathing spaces, but it's a concentration of human energy. Now, as you know, people aren't always calm. People aren't always gentle. So the energy you're surrounded by can be chaotic, fast-paced, and stressed. It's important to rebalance yourself as often as you can. A park will do if you live in the city. I live in the city, baby. And me and my husband, we're going to the park later on today, just to surround ourselves with that calming, stressless place at the park. Trees and birds and just the wind blowing through the trees. I love all of that. You also can become more spiritual by paying attention to signs and synchronicities. Take note of recurring themes. Take note of things that seem to answer your questions, guys. Keep in mind that signs don't always have to be the traditional things like butterflies and numbers. It's what immediately resonates with you. It's okay if your sign doesn't mean anything to anyone else as well. As for the meaning of spiritual signs, they're completely up to you. You'll know exactly what the meaning is when it comes to you. If you have to search for a meaning, it's probably not a sign. After all, not everything is just a sign. Just enjoy it for the experience that it is. Child. Become more spiritual as well by getting introspective. Getting introspective on things. Remember, yourself is the layer that can make it difficult to tune into those higher levels. All right? Working on the self and clearing out as much baggage and junk and garbage as you can makes it easier to quiet your mind and tune in. This can be through self-reflection or through seeing a counselor or a therapist or a spiritual healer, such as myself. Go and book me. So we're going to talk about it. I'll get you on the right path. Well, I will guide you to the right path. That is a good spiritual worker, a good guide. You can also become more spiritual by getting a spiritual reading. This is my segue into my services. Get a spiritual reading, y'all. I do oracle readings all the time, and I am so good at it. And I have always been able to do this. I don't even need cards. You could talk to me, read the situation, and I can read. That is my power. This can be a great way to get insights with any questions that you have, uncover your own abilities, and work out what blocks and challenges are in your way. You could take some time to think about what kind of reading you would like and what you want to get out of it. Each reader has its own strengths. Each reader has their own style and approach. So do your research to find what suits you. I'm the straight with no shooter. I'm the straight shooter type of reader with no chase. I'm going to give it to you like it is. That's one thing that I don't do is stand on lies. I'm going to stand on the truth, and I'm going to let you know, hey, this your issue. You can take it or leave it. You can apply it or leave it. That's just how I work. We're not going to waste times on the pretty shit. We're going to tell you like it is. We're going to tell it like it is. And we're going to fix it. And I'm going to guide you to greatness. That's all I got for you. Here's how a reading may work, right? This is not specifically my way, but this is most of the time how it works. The reader, also called a psychic or intuitive or a spiritual worker, tunes into you and will see, hear, feel, or know about whatever issue you're working on or question that you have. That's me. Seeing, feeling, hearing, and knowing. I already know, all right? They have a way that they tune in that is unique to them. So many use tarot cards or similar to guide them. Others may not use anything at all. I usually don't use tarot cards. I can read them, but most of the time I use my own intuitive energy to read your situation and apply and tell you what's going on. Some people are very skilled in picking up health issues too. Some tune into loved ones passed away. Some work with your overall soul purpose. Some work on emotional blocks and challenges. Some look into your past life, and some tune into your ancestral line to see how certain traits have been passed down and may be causing you issues. All right. People may cross over a few things, but they will have strengths in particular areas. Thank you, my dream baby, thank you, dream. I see your comment, girl. This is why it's important to work out what you want before you find someone to work with. Have specific questions prepared. Now, it's helpful to give some direction. Otherwise, it's like walking into a library and saying, I'd like a book, please. That is not how that works. The guidance will mean you get the most you possibly can out of your session by giving me a little bit more of what's going on so I can read it for you. You can't just come in and say, I want a baby. Okay, well, you got to tell me what's going on. Why aren't you getting pregnant? Who are you fucking? I mean, I'm just using that for an example. Check out reviews online. Testimonials are great. Reviews are better. Anyone can learn how to do this, but you can find someone skilled. It's kind of like cutting hair. Anyone can do it. Anyone can take a scissor and cut hair. But can you want someone who actually knows what they're doing? That's where I come in. Another way is to become more spiritual is by journaling. Big, y'all. I got so many journals. Make note of insights. Make notes of flashes of intuition or experiences that you have. Let me show you guys one of my journals. Well, I got a couple. This is a journal, Dollar Tree find. Stuff I've written down. Spells. This is a prosperity journal. This is another one. Full of shit. I'm dropping stuff. Look, full. I'll pick it up in a second. I just want to show y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is my journal. Okay? This is one of them. I have so many different journals. Okay? Journaling it will come handy in those types of moments of self-doubt. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to record your spiritual growth as you develop. I had one of my clients send me a message, and she stated that she's feeling lonely. And loneliness is in your mind. And I told her she needed to journal. Every day she feels like that, she needs to get her journal and start writing how her feelings are for that day. Write down things and walk. Go for a walk in nature. And that was the advice that I gave her. Hopefully she went and got her journal and is journaling. Another way to become more spiritual is by practicing gratitude. I am so grateful for all the things that I already have. Practicing gratitude as often as you can. You can keep a note of things you're grateful for each day, but the important thing is to feel it. It's more than just note keeping. Being grateful is genuine. To feel grateful or to feel gratified with the flowing within you and pouring out. Okay? You want to send that grateful feeling out to the universe. It is a great way to align yourself and invite more powerful, wonderful things into your life. And last but not least, become more spiritual by living your purpose. I didn't know that this was my purpose. It took me a while to know that this is my purpose. I thought it was in the church. I thought it was singing on the choir. I thought it was getting up there not in the pulpit, but reading the Bible verse for that day. And I felt nothing. But when I found my purpose, and living on purpose means that you're actively and consciously doing the work your soul came here to do. And my work is guiding, healing, feminine, divine mother, teacher. That's my work. That's my purpose. Not only will it give you direction, it'll also give you motivation and focus in your personal life. It also makes you a co-creator of your universe. Opportunities will come, resources, ideas, and inspiration will flow your way when you're on purpose. True. Now you're being guided and supported by something bigger than yourself, because the ripple effect of your purpose has impacts so many others don't have. If you have to live in your purpose, and whatever your purpose is, only you will know. Now I'm going to give you some lessons to remember on your spiritual journal. Okay? The writing. As you dive into your spiritual side, there are 3 important points to keep in mind along the way. First, spirituality has nothing to do with how you look, dress, or talk. No, your girl don't have dreads. No, I don't talk. I talk with a southern accent. No, I don't wear patchouli. No, I don't look spiritual, but I'm very much so. By my dress, but I'm very much so. Very powerful. If you find yourself starting to sound ultra spiritual, take a step back. Now, in all seriousness, how you look is how spirituality looks. You're great as you are. You don't have to overcompensate for nothing or nobody. Second, remember that while tools and rituals are helpful, you are the magical part of the equation. It all comes from you, not from a deck of cards, not from a pretty crystal. You are the one with the connection. You are the one. The tools are simply used to help you focus. Third, remember the quote, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You don't need to take spirituality too seriously. You're a human too. So make sure to enjoy the human experiences while you are here. But lead with love. It's so easy, so simple. And get rid of the shit that doesn't give you or reciprocate the same type of energy. You are already a spiritual being, child. However, these tips that I gave you will help you deepen your spiritual connection and build it into something practical and useful in your day-to-day life. Use it. And once you experience the impact a strong spiritual connection has on your life, you will be forever changed. Forever. Now, if you're ready to develop your spiritual connection, you're ready to connect with your spiritual self or be guided, go to my site, visionsbybastories.com, and book a spiritual reading or oracle reading. I do also do some other things with spiritual guidance, where it is going to be a 4-week course online, and this is designed to help you uncover, develop, and connect to your spiritual side. That is it. That's all, y'all. I have given you everything you needed to become more spiritual. Either you're going to deal with one or all, but apply them to your life to become more spiritual. Do step 1, step 2, step 3, whichever one resonates. But you need to have all 12 literally in you in order to get to the highest level of enlightenment or self, guys. All right? Thank you for watching. It's your girl, Lady V. I love all y'all. I'm blowing blessings of abundance to you, each and every one of you. If you need anything, please don't forget to go shop at my site, visionsbybastories.com. It's linked in the bio. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and support your girl. It's greatly appreciated. And if you ride with me, you are a Vasorian rider. Peace and blessings. Bye, y'all.